How you guys doing? And thanks for watching. This is George at Wicked Warnings, your number one source for construction and emergency safety and strobe lighting equipment, LED lights, etc., switches and controllers. This is going to be our in-depth review and analysis here of our Mini-6 switch panel. I wanted to take this time to show you the differences in this panel and all about it. So to start with, as you can see, we bench test everything here at Wicked Warnings. We've got 4 of these panels going into a vehicle. And to answer the first question we get, this is a switch. It is nothing more than a switch. It does have some features, but you don't need this to run any specific light. It's not part of an equation that you need to work with other parts. It's its own device, and essentially all it really is 6 switches that you can program for different functions, i.e. momentary application, or it does have a built-in LED flasher and a couple of other things we'll go over in the video. But essentially, it is a switch. It is a very nice, small, tight package that you can use to activate 6 different accessories. And it comes with, out of the box, they are sold individually. There's 4 in the picture here, but when you purchase these, you purchase 1. And what you get from almost every supplier that sells this is a bag with a little L bracket mount and a legend sheet that has all your different commands that you can tell it to do, all the names for what the switches would be doing. That's not a bad package. This is as it comes with the L brackets. Okay, that's one mounting solution. That's how it comes off the shelf. The way Wicked Warnings sells it is inclusive of the swivel mount. The swivel mount is not sold. It's sold separately elsewhere. At Wicked Warnings, it is included in the package. The swivel mount allows this a lot more versatility in how you can mount it. It's a RAM style mount, ball and socket. There's 2 sockets here, and it swivels in any direction, and you can lock it in with the Allen screw in just about every application. We use the swivel mount on 99% of our builds, so we felt it should be included in the price of this controller. The other thing that we offer, and you can buy this separately because the length you'll need does vary job to job. So we're proud to have color match wire. We have every color that the outputs of these controllers come with, ready to match up. Now these are 18 gauge on all 6 switches, and we've bumped it up to 16 gauge on the power and ground. This is all OFC copper wire, high quality wire. And what we're selling is this as a bundle where you can pick the length that you need for your extensions. Because everybody knows you want to extend this switch wire, it only comes with about 10 inches. So when you mount this on the dashboard, a lot of times you're extending those wires to a more convenient spot to put in all your fuses and your labels, etc. for your accessories. So we have the wire to match as well. Good deal. So now that we've got the accessories figured out and out of the way, let's talk about the functionality of the unit. How does it work? What does it do? Okay. First off, it can power on 2 different ways. Currently, it's wired in to our bench. Let me pan up a little bit and show you. We're wired in right to the power. And as you can see here on this middle unit, the center button powers it off. When you power it on, the backlight comes on. And whenever you power on an individual circuit, it lights up even more. As you can see, your circuits will light up as you power them on one by one. And you can power all circuits off by simply pressing power once, and it brings it back into standby mode. Pressing power again will take the unit completely off. So in this mode and this wire configuration, if you were to say power it right off the battery, you will need to manually turn the unit on and off, as you can see. Now this unit also has a feature where we can set it up to automatically turn on and off if you were to run that red wire to a keyed ignition source, and you wanted the unit to come on and off automatically with the key. When you turn the key on, the unit comes on. We can do that by pushing and holding on the power button when the unit is off until you hear a beep. First beep. After you hear that beep, it should have cycled into the auto power mode, and what that'll do is, just like this, when I break the power, the unit turns off. But if we were to say start the car and apply the power, as you can see now, that unit turns on. So that's a real easy thing to program. It's spelled out right here in the instructions as well. The other feature that this unit does have is a built-in LED flasher. So if you wanted to use these two outputs on the bottom, there's instructions on how to turn the outputs into an LED flasher. And what I mean by that is you don't need that for most LED strobe lights, but if you had a couple of lights that were simple on-off lights like this, just a regular on-off steady light, then you could use this to flash them back and forth. We don't really use that feature very much because it takes up 2 of the 6 switches. So we use it mainly and more so for the switch activation. The output current, how much load can you put on each one of these switches, is 3.5 amps per channel. You don't want to exceed that or you'll overload it. If you have a higher load than 3.5 amp for one of these switches, you would simply need to run a relay and use a relay to trigger that load. And then you can run indefinitely however much power you need by triggering the relays with the switch output. The last thing I'll talk about is the momentary activation. How do you make one of these buttons a momentary? As I say right now, you can see basically on the switch, when you hit the button, it turns on. You hit it again, it turns off. If I wanted that to be a momentary button for, say, an air horn or to flash a certain bright spotlight, you would simply turn off the unit, hold that button down, and then turn on the unit. Might have to push a little longer on the turn on, and when you let go of that button, by doing that combo, it is now momentary. As you can see, it doesn't stay on unless I'm holding it. And to turn that back the other way, just turn off the unit, push and hold that button, push and hold the power button, and the unit comes back on, and now that button is returned back to latching. So very easy, very convenient, and look how small this thing is, right? Very tight, nice package in a switch panel. So that's why we like it. That's why we use it on a lot of our builds, and that's why we include, as nobody else does, the swivel mount and the availability for color matching extensions right here at Wicked Warnings. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this information was useful, and make sure to get in touch with us and show us what you do with this switch. We like to see your builds. I'll catch you on the next video.